Hello, my name is David Neff, and I'm here to present on group dynamics and the evolution of group practices in the field of social work. So as an introduction, I'd like to share specific notes in regards to group practices that are foundational in social work. Um, these practices are shaping interventions and client outcomes. Understanding the evolution of group practices helps social workers apply evidence-based approaches today. Uh, and I'd specifically like to highlight how understanding group practices is a core social work skill that's essential to have. Bridging history and contemporary application as well is something that we'll identify. And ethical imperatives in group work will be another section that is highly focused on today as we present the understanding of what we're sharing today. So in regards to historical group practice examples, um, as it states, we have had group therapy since the early 20th century. Around the 1930s is when it was introduced. It remains widely used today. Its continued relevance highlights the enduring need for collective support and shared healing. The rise of mutual aid and support groups is essential. Is it still relevant? Has history proven itself successful? I believe the answer is yes, and it has not only remained relevant, but evolved and expanded beyond what it may have been intended to do at the start. Reasons for that continuity is shared experience, collective efficacy, seeing the intention of integrations and adaptations made throughout the course of history is very significant and important. Having those based on the evidence-based practices like we shared previously stands out even more in regards to remaining its relevance uh, and then continuing to evolve and expand, as I stated earlier. The effectiveness of task groups was specifically the treatment group that I wanted to highlight. Task groups focus on achieving specific goals. Treatment groups address personal growth and healing. Both have unique strengths and limitations in social work. Task groups are very goal-oriented, action-focused. Treatment groups are more therapeutic and centered in personal growth. Some of the strengths and limitations of the following are different goals, different outcomes centered on those practices. Examples of a task group versus a treatment group could be potentially committee meetings, is what I had discovered through my research, and then grief counseling. It's important to recognize that task groups excel in efficacy and organization, while treatment groups foster deep interpersonal connection and therapeutic change. Social workers must select the appropriate group type based on the intention and goals centered around what the group is trying to accomplish. Most of the groups that I have personally been involved with through my internship and through other opportunities I feel have been treatment groups centered on that personal growth, that unity of a group, and shared experiences and what that may look like, and the importance of that feeling of accomplishment as a treatment group. And an application of the NASW Code of Ethics in regards to group therapies is that the Code of Ethics guides group work, ensuring respect, confidentiality, and cultural competence. Ethical dilemmas require careful navigation, especially when you're in groups. Some of the main things to focus on in regards to the NASW Code of Ethics is guided principles like service, dignity, integrity, ethical dilemmas like confidentiality, dual relationships, informed consent like clear boundaries, and then supervision, ethical decision-making models that are centered on resolution. Making sure that managing group dynamics in an ethical and meaningful way is very important to the impact that a group may have in regards to treatment and therapy with ethical decision-making and guided principles from the NASW Code of Ethics. Thank you for your time.